Education with the 4 major NAS update for the 14th of August 2012. Hi guys, hope you had a fantastic trading day yesterday. Just going to be looking at the 4 majors this morning. Just briefly, starting with the Euro against US dollar, let's have a look and see what happened. So yesterday, trading at the underside of a major support and resistance level here at 12,3500. Yet again, another day of indecision, and that indecision coming at the underside of a major support and resistance. Price recently has been playing tic-tac-toe with this 12,3500 mark. Noticeable price support and resistance level. You can quite clearly see here after that massive sell-off through May. We had a nice bounce on an evening star formation here in June. However, that not maintaining these highs, a pullback, and then a breakout just recently through early parts of July. And then we found resistance at the underside. However, Friday, 2 weeks ago, we had a nice bullish engulfing candle. We'd like to see price actually move on from that, heading towards this 12,700 mark. That failed to materialize, and price reverted to the downside. So a lot of indecision in and around this area here at 12,3500. So we'd like to see a really a decent break away from this area as soon as quickly as possible. So a nice bearish engulfing or bullish engulfing, pushing away on either side of this, getting away from this momentum, this magnet here. It's being like magnetized, would really help. The intermediate trend, the smaller time frames trend, is up. However, we are still in a major downtrend for this pair. So let's look to see this morning on the Asian session trading into the 12,3500. So if you are looking to look for a trade, I would advise not to trade at the current right now. I'd rather like to see a nice break and close higher than 12,400 if possible. Get over this 50 period moving average. You can quite clearly see how on the daily we had two spinning tops. Well, spinning top on a doji at this resistance level here at the 12,400 mark. So ideally a nice close above that, a nice bullish close above that would more favor the upside, or a bearish close below these lows of here, the spinning top low here at 12,300 would look for potential for that all important 1200 below us as our major long-term weekly target, as a definitely game for the foreseeable future. So at the moment, very indecisive, and with indecisiveness we don't trade. It's not worth it. I mean, you look at the 4-hour chart here, you can quite clearly see that ideally I like to see price trading above that 12,400. Then I can look at least taking profit at roughly around the 12,500 mark before I start looking at the 12,700. Other than that, then you can see that the institution moving average, or all the moving average on a 4-hour below price, which is a good sign. RSI is above 50, so everything's looking positive at the moment now. The only thing that's in the way is this resistance level above price that you can see at the 12,300 mark. So it's a bit too close to that 12,350. Got to get above it, move away from it. So at the moment now it's being pulled back to this level on each occasion and tries to break out. So it broke out, it doesn't get away, a lot of indecision candles, and it gets pulled back towards that 12,300. Same here, broke lower, moved towards a price support and resistance level at 50, not failing to break low, and then it gets pulled back to that 12,3500. So more magnetized around here. Is the only way I can explain it. Got to get away from it as soon as possible to get either an upside favoritism or downside. On to sterling. Let's have a look and see what's happening on the daily. You can quite clearly see the past 2 days, well, the past week or so, price moving higher after finding support at 15,500. A noticeable pullback area on the fib. See the 23.6. A lot of hesitation in around this area, and price has been reverting to the upside. Friday's close saw price moving above the 38.2, which happened to be the 1566 marker, which was a lot of resistance through last week for this pair, and in doing so finding a bit of support yesterday, attempting that institution moving average above us. For the foreseeable future, we're now trading into a major resistance level at 1575, but we're also kept by the institution moving average. So we're going to see very indecisive trading, as you can see yesterday, for example. Price not really moving. It started the play yesterday morning. In the Asian session, we saw price pointing back, finding support on that 38.2, and then bouncing higher through the European and the US session. However, closing lower. So very people out there very are well aware of that major resistance level above price. So you're going to see a very stagnated price action. So any of your intraday traders, if you're looking to take profit, take them quite quickly. I wouldn't leave any open accounts intraday because of the market volatility we're going to experience, because of the fact that we're trading to a major resistance level. So be aware of that. Ideally, we're going to see if we can find price punching above that 15,700, a major resistance level over the past couple of months. It would have to do a hell of a lot of great analysis or great fundamental news or positiveness from the market to actually get above this area. Otherwise, what we could expect is the same what's happened on every other outcome when we've hit this area here, is a pullback. So close below 1565 would signal we should be looking at roughly around the 1555-50 mark here at the bottom of this channel. Onto the US dollar Swiss franc. Let's have a look at the pair on the daily. Here, the 1000 mark at the rather top here has our weekly and monthly highs, resistance highs, and price actually rallied into it recently through the latter part of July. However, failing to actually break above that, had a bearish engulfing at a resistance level here, and price was reverted to the downside. And this price movement has been back to a price support and resistance level, found support, and now it's finding support above the 9700. As long as it's trading above 9700, then ultimately we could see price potentially reattempting these highs back up towards this 1000 mark. The upside trend, you can quite clearly see here, is in play, and as long as price maintains above all the moving averages, including the institution, then we should see price reverting or reattempting those highs. We had a bearish engulfing yesterday after the Friday close, very indecisive candle on Friday at a resistance level here, the 50% projection line. So as long as we failed over here, then we're going to see price reverting and reattempting the 970. However, it does need to break below 970 in order to see any further negative sentiment to occur, ideally back towards that 23.6, which is here at 960, before we see 100% move down towards the 940 mark, which happens to be the previous major support and resistance level on this chart. You can quite clearly see we've had hesitation at 940, 945, major resistance in the past because price actually consolidated at this area over a period of time. So we have to be aware of that, because that will be a nice target area long term. So if we have a break above 970 and break below 970, then we should be looking to target 960 short term and long term 945, 940 back towards that institution moving average. You can see that yesterday's negative candle has now formed a lower swing, and doing so we have a intermediate downtrend. Okay, high, swing low, but we're capped now between the swing low and the 970, a major support and resistance. So price is being squeezed now on the US dollar Swiss franc. Ideally, we wouldn't be trading around here because we could expect a potential breakout, whether it's up or down. So rather wait for the confirmed break or confirmation drive candle, and then we'll trade the outcome of that. Otherwise, stand aside, be patient, wait for the confirmation signal, and then we'll trade it. Last pair of the day is US dollar Japanese yen. Let's have a look at the daily. See price over here. You can see I've drawn on my major support and resistance levels for this pair, and price, you can see quite clearly, is trading at a major support for this pair. It happens to be a long-term support and resistance level over a number of months. Price actually finding a lot of support over a 2-week period at 78, which happens to be my long-term support and resistance level. Not really moving, not very decisive, almost consolidative for a long period of time. Here you can see we had a number of resistance levels above here, roughly around the 78.45 mark. Price failing to really move any higher. We did have a breakout, but it failed to materialize and to move higher from that, and has now moved back. So Friday's close has pulled us back into this resistance level, underside of this resistance level. Today's candle moving higher, so in this consolidative range on this pair, not really going anywhere, not really giving us any return for time invested. So here again, we do need to see some sort of movement in terms of the bullish engulfing candle moving to the upside quite quickly, and then we could target that 79.20 mark or back to the institution moving average, and then a break of that would see the prior resistance, the major resistance here at 80 being our second target. Other than that, I could see further bearishness on this pair. You can see the CTC strategy is telling us we should still be looking for negative sentiment, and as long as we trade sideways, we're not going to be getting any clear signals of market sentiment. And because it's in a negative trend, and because we're trading below a major resistance level here in terms of the institution moving average, then we should be looking for ultimately potential for the sentiment to continue looking bearish for the foreseeable future. So here again, look for a nice bullish engulfing candle to see if we're going to see any further upside movement, or bearish engulfing to break below 7800 to see any further trades to the downside. That's it, guys. I've kept it really simple today. Not much movement today. Ideally, we have to be patient these times. Bide your time. Anybody trading intraday, if you're going to be taking profits, make sure you take them. Put your limits in. I wouldn't be standing around guessing or speculating. It's far better to take your returns when they present themselves, because we're seeing a lot of volatility and a lot of sideways motion. We've got to see more confirmation from the market in terms of see any better long-term trades setups going forward. Otherwise, please ensure that you back your management, your trading with sound money management rules. And most importantly, keep it very, very simple. Make sure you are aware of any major support and resistance levels intraday from your daily time frames, because they will dictate price action intraday. Very, very important. Don't get too caught up in trading 5-minute charts if you don't have an understanding of what's happening on the bigger picture, because they will dictate what's likely to occur going forward. One last thing, here on the daily, you can quite clearly see that we have a downtrend, and you can see that price is now heading into this potential downtrend area. So we could see price actually coming unstuck in the next couple of days. So by the end of this week, we could see either we're going to see any further sentiment to the downside, because you can see price is now being squeezed between the support and this potential downtrend above us. Until then, trade serenely.